Hey everyone, welcome to another live at Shark Brewing Adventures. Yeah, you think I've been on some kind of adventure or something because I haven't been here, but here I am. Anyways, I am here to try out the Shark Brewing Company's, whoever that guy is. You're gonna try his Irish Red, or as he calls it, not Shark, Red O Sharkness. However, dummy me, forgot to tap fill it up here. I mean, I got a little bit here just for this to pour. I need to go get a refill, get a proper tasting here, just kind of thing. So I will be back in a sec. Entertain yourself somehow. I don't have any other ways to entertain you guys. So my bad, rookie mistake is what it is. So haven't done this in a while apparently. Anyway, so this is the red. Oh, see, I can't remember the name. Red O Sharkness, an Irish Red Ale, and you can't really see the. There you go. You kind of see the color. It is in a smaller glass. When I was sampling it earlier, or before this here, it was a lot lighter in color. I was going, but in the glass, it's got a amber copper color to it. It might be. I can do a squish darker on it. Obviously, this was intended to be for St. Patrick's Day, and here we are, 11 days later. Such is life. Take it up with the head brewer at Shark Brewing Company. He's kind of flaky sometimes. I don't know. So unfortunately, I didn't get it in time, obviously. And well, I should say I had it in time because I kegged this on the 7th. However, I will divulge in the why I kind of waited until now. Because obviously you can tell I was not in any hurry to drink this thing. So this is a very small. Like I figured, I'm only going to brew. It was only intended for St. Patrick's Day, so I just brewed a real small. This is a 1 gallon batch. However, I decided I wanted to use my anvil all in one. I was testing the limits of this bad boy. So, but yeah, so I thought, oh, if I can brew beer off of that, it just makes my life a lot easier because like mash and all that. It can do it. I have no. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I had no problem doing it. There's just I got tweaks to make, and the first tweak would have been the milling the grain. I did it for the all-in-one. You kind of it was a little bit more coarse, kind of thing, and I did put it. I believe I did put it in the bag. I didn't put any notes on it. All my notes on here is mill size, the gap size. So, but anyways, I'll have a sip here. So there was a mill. So, that, and I added rice hulls because of of course, I didn't want to kind of get a stuck sparge, even though I mean a stuck mash with it, even though it's so small. I think I just got on it. So like I said, everything So when I went to go do my pre-boil gravity, it was lower, way lower, 6 points lower than intended. Pre-boil gravity was. I'm like, oh, here we go. So yeah, and then the so and what I thought, and then only two, I made the I think the other mistake I believe I made was I added a little bit more water because I figured it was gonna be smaller. It's gonna boil more. Nah, it didn't. So it didn't really. It doesn't matter if it's 5 gallons, 2 gallons of water. It's the boil rate is almost practically the same. So there was a little bit watered down because when I went to go put it into the fermenter, I had more than what I wanted going into the fermenter. So it was more volume. So I'll say again, the ABV is starting to trickle down kind of thing. But so I believe this was supposed to have been a 5.1 or 4.8, high 4 or low 5 in that vicinity. Well, this guy came out to be 3.8. So, I mean, obviously, I like the color. Only I'm gonna like about this thing is the color. So, anyways, because I'm barely getting kind of a malt presence to it, kind of thing. So, obviously, the head is kind of dissipating your typical home brew. So, I took the carapils out because I was going to add carapils, and I think my carapils was turned out to be actually stale because I've had it for a while. I know, so I was like, well, I better use this kind of thing. And what happened when I went to go bite it, it was kind of like a little rubbery. I mean, it wasn't that crunch kind of like, this is kind of like eating like a peanut. Or you kind of get that little bit of that softness. I mean, so I was like, yeah, this is. I didn't trust it, so I took it out. I just ramped up the Maris otter that I used in it. So anyway, so getting back to so I use Maris otter, Crystal 40, Crystal 120, and a little just a pinch of roasted barley. Probably with a little bit more, just made me get it a little bit darker. But like I said, I'm kind of pleased with actually the color. So, anyways, as I said, not really getting any. I mean, use EKG as the hops, and I'm not really getting anything. But my only thing is, so let's, anyways, cheers. Definitely watery. And I get more of a bit. I get more bitterness because obviously I had more hops that kind of compensate for that 5%. Now I'm getting that 3.8, so it's like a little bit. And so it's kind of like there's that. What is this? What's going on here? So, I mean, it's not the worst thing ever. So, I mean, luckily it's a 1 gallon batch. I'll probably, and these are a 20-ounce. No, I think a 16-ounce glass because the 8 ounces here, so it's about half. Yeah, so it's about 16. So I think I could probably 5 of these, and that keg is gone. So like I said, right now, this is it of my homebrew. I just finished. I just kegged my American Pale Ale, and you can see there's kind of a light, kind of like an orange, like an orange fruit kind of. It's got that orange, golden orange hue to it, and I think it's not, and it's lighter. It's not the darker side of it. So I mean, it looks like could be an IPA. Of course, this is flat too, or an yeah, my glass is dirty. I got. Of course, I was at the bottom of the fermenter, so it's probably got a little bit of yeast suspension. So, anyways, because you can see I'm kind of diverting because but it's a home brew. But so anyway, so I think I learned from this, and hopefully this benefits from it. And the next beer after this, there's no more tweet that will benefit from that. So I'm kind of getting my shit together again, kind of thing. So, will I brew a 1 gallon batch on the anvil again? I might. I'll just lower the water and buy like a half a gallon, which isn't much, but so that way, if I have to top up, I'll top up, kind of thing. So depends on what the gravity reading is. So I might try it again, but we'll see. I am planning on really my next beer. Well, after this Breaker Pale, it was going to be a 1 gallon. Now I'm on the fence, but I'm brewing next weekend, so I got to decide real quick. So, so that boy is going to be out in probably towards the end of April. So I'm going to let it sit for a couple weeks. Then I'll carbonate it. At that point, I might have just all drunk by then. It's a session Irish red. Anyways, let's see. I'm getting more of that. And I would figure with the lower ABV, it would be sweet. I thought I was gonna get more sweet because it didn't ferment. Well, it probably did, but so my efficiency was like, but yeah, so I chalk it up. Mr. B was kind of making mistakes of going, hey, I had to join the crowd. I mean, okay. That was interesting. Actually, Jim, no, I did not. Because on the American Pale, I use CTZ for the bittering and the Cascade for the aroma and the flavor and aroma. And this has got really a lot of hot bite to it. So I'm kind of like, so we just have to stay tuned for that live for that. So, but anyways, I'm really here for this bad boy, this kind of adventure. So I digress. I was like, but it's part of the home brewing. I'm just kind of like, this one, or this one. So, like I said, when I was pouring this in this size glass, it was really light. I was like, oh no. But when I put it in this glass, I was kind of impressed. But yeah, no, I'm kind of pleased with this one because it's, like I said, it's kind of got that orange hue to it. So when I get it, kind of everything is settled and I get it carbonated, in a couple, hopefully I'll have it in a couple. It'll be after Easter. But yeah, this is gonna be this beer right now, as is, gonna be one of those like if you're going, hey, I'm gonna go out day drinking for a while. Oh, this would be perfect. Not kind of a lawnmower beer-ish it's got more flavor. I'll put it like that in a lawnmower beer. So I mean, that's it. I don't think I would tweet if I were to do like, okay, I want 3.8 Irish red. I would make lower the IBUs kind of like to fit in. Like I said, this is kind of a hoppy Irish red. I would say. Now when I brew this again, it's either for St. Patrick's Day, it's either going to be an Irish red or obviously a dry Irish stout, one of the two. So yeah, it's a pub style ale. Yeah, I mean that's basically that's it. It just it's hoppier than you would want. Like I'm gonna say we could almost call it an English IPA because I mean that color is it's a little bit darker, yeah, a bit darker than what you would put as an IPA, but you can almost say it's a English IPA. Man, if you enter a contest like that, I'd be curious if just to kind of see what they would think of it that way. But yeah, I know I was gonna do it in a small glass, this small, but I kind of so I looked it up and going, okay, what do you serve your Irish Reds in? So they put it was a nucleonic. It's basically it's got that little bump. And you can't really. You can kind of see the bump right here. So okay, maybe that will help with the because I've been sampling here and there as I was carbonating it, so I was kind of already kind of knew what it was going to be like. So back there, I'll throw it out there. Well, and kind of that's why there's no video like green to glass kind of video kind of thing because I was concentrating on making the beer and I really had to. At that point, I probably could have, but you see one, you see them all. It's basically I can do a glance. Hey, this is any different technique kind of thing. That's so, and I kind of with the pale ale, I kind of just did basic stuff, and I got to a point where I don't. I think I stopped adding recording pieces. I go, oops, but I think it might be other stuff to fill in the gap. So, but yeah, so Red with Sharkness, it's okay. It's not an award-winning beer. Like I said, I would brew it again, and maybe I'll brew it as the more it fits in the anvil. And I'll say I would. So hopefully that'll bring everything up for to match the ABV. So. I mean, the head's. I'm kind of. I mean, there's not much of a head, but at least it's lingering. So that's kind of. I give another positive. So. And I've got to do my March update for the brewery. So. Sorry on that front. Hopefully, maybe I'll do an April one. And sometime next week, I might have a chance to do it just to kind of keep everybody updated. So obviously, in order to get that brewery update, you guys need to subscribe to my home brewing channel. So yeah, yeah, I said that it's. I mean, obviously, it's not lacing to the whole glass. And I said it kind of had. I beer washed it as I call it because basically I kind of had a. I actually had when I was kegging my American Pale Ale, I had roughly almost a full glass of this left of the beer before it blew. So good timing. So brown. So it's beer washed. So that's why I didn't have to go to it. That's why I go if I'm drinking the same beer, happen to be drinking the same beer, going like because they'll go and clean it. Go no, because it's beer washed as I call it. Yeah, it might look dirty because of the fingerprints all over it, but you know what? It's my glass. But yeah, I am going to an event Tuesday. So I know there is it's called Boysenberry Festival. So it's like a blueberry, raspberry, I forget what else, berry kind of hybrid. And so some local breweries, they use it and infused it into their beer. So I don't know if I will. I'll probably do a YouTube short on it. That way I don't have to really concentrate too much on it. So, and I kind of posted from years past. So if there's any new beers, I might do it like a short. If not, I might not do anything. I might just post all my pictures on Instagram. So, but yeah. Anyways, I'm kind of probably talk a little bit longer than intended, but I guess I haven't been on here my channel here for a while. So kind of overdue. So just busy with life. I'm just kind of looking. I got a window behind me, and I'm getting a lot of little critters. And this afternoon, when I was working on my pale ale, I had a monarch butterfly come flying in, and basically they see the window. They can go through the window, kind of thing. Yeah, it's good seeing you, Jim. I think okay. I was like, no. So I caught him. I had something to catch him and kind of go out and release him, because obviously I'm not going to kill it, because I had a butterfly and I had a ladybug, and I'm like, okay, not killing those. Then was it last week when I was brewing? A couple weeks ago when I was brewing my pill, I had a grasshopper and I had a wasp. I'm like, okay, the wasp went, but the grasshopper kind of like, okay, I'll be nice. But the way the window is, it's kind of hard to coax them into a container to like put paper in, so I can kind of carry them out, kind of thing. So, but I got job well done though on my part for doing it. So without no injuries to the insects. So, but yeah. Anyways, I take one last swig, and stay tuned for. Obviously, I posted today the date for the fifth annual Sharktoberfest, which is going to be 19th of September. I already forgot what day it was. So basically, it's technically the first Saturday of Oktoberfest. That is the goal. Hey, Disco, how are you doing? So the Oktoberfest, that's the goal. I'm gonna it's gonna be probably the same thing. There might be something a little bit new, but new but not new. And some new takes on some things we've done in the past. So just for good, kick some giggles kind of thing. So, but yeah, so that's on there. So obviously I was going to put a poll initially, that the announcement was going to be more of a poll of which date you but like I said, September, it's almost March 28th, and going to be was it 6 months from now? I mean, almost 6 months from now, or less than 6 months. I'm going so things can change. So it's kind of like, this is the first chance of doing it. I'm going to leave it at that. But yeah. So it's drinkable. So anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by, watching it, liking it, commenting on it. So until the next one, as I always say, is drink up before you're attacked.